Hey, welcome to this week's show. Today we're going to go back in the woods in Buffalo County where Marc has a great encounter with a good-looking buck and shoots a doe. And then we're also going to watch Tom Truex and Brady in an action-packed doe hunt. Hope you enjoy the show.
Twisted Timber Tree Stands presents Faded Camo, Stories of the Hunt. This year on Faded Camo, we are hunting all over the state of Minnesota. It's 100% fair chase and do-it-yourself hunts. Since the beginning of the season, we have been hunting hard, and some of the guys have filled the freezer. As you can see, we are all hard at it, and we are ready for the rut. Things are about to break loose here in the Midwest, and we will bring the action to you right here at Faded Camo, Stories of the Hunt.
I'm real excited right now. This is my biggest buck to date.
Well, there she is. This is a big old mature southeastern Minnesota doe.
Well, it's about 4:30. Me and Brady just got set up for the evening hunt. In a stand that we haven't even set yet this year. We got up here and we actually bumped one doe out. She was bedded right underneath it. So usually we come into the stand, we kind of always bump a doe or two, but usually after that first hour settles down, the deer will start coming back in this area. So we came in to plug a couple of those tonight if it's possible. Otherwise, we do have two better bucks that are on trail camera here. One, he's kind of, he got one drop time, and the other one, he's not real tall, but he's super wide. Last year I had him on trail camera too, and he's not getting any height, but he's definitely getting wider. But so if he comes by or another one comes by, one of us are going to shoot one. So it's a little bit warmer out tonight, but we got a northeast wind that's blowing just like this, and the bedding area is right here. We got a cornfield out right here, and usually they'll come out of the corn or the bedding area because we got a bean field right down below us. So sit tight and hopefully we can bring you guys some action. We just had like 10 does all around us. Here, there, back here. I was gonna try and get on this one. And all of a sudden I heard something break, and I look back and there's a mature doe like at 10 yards. We got that one. I smoked her. If Brady wants to shoot a doe, I guarantee you we can probably make it happen tonight. We got it done, buddy. And Mama always told me fill the freezer every year. Well, I got my own house. I get to fill my own freezer now. Do it. Unreal pose. Good arrow, Brady.
Yep.
Keep on in.
One over there. One.
Well, you can try out the big game gloves again. First time using them, and we get to use them twice in one night. Can't get much better than that. Nice gloves, go all the way up your arm. With that knife. Well, we got the deer down to the truck, and we're gonna get them loaded up and get them back home. But as you can see, it was a good night in the stand. Our plan came together. We went in tonight to shoot a couple does, and I shot mine, and she took off running, and me and Brady kind of celebrated a little bit, and then I took over the camera and I handed the bow off to him, and the new breed struck again. So 2 does down in one night, same bow. Couldn't beat him much better than that.
That's right, brother.
Well, congrats to Tom and Brady with a great night in the stand. 2 does, same stand, same night. Basically, all those guys did is just got between the bedding area and a food source. They knew those does were coming down. They knew it was an area based off the trail camera pictures that the does were coming through quite a bit. So a lot of deer, small area, basically just get between the bedding and the food, set up, and they were covered up in does. In this next segment, we're going to join Marc Schwablander in Buffalo County. We're going to talk to him a little bit about his encounter. He had a great looking buck, and he shot a doe. Check this out.
So my stand is maybe 30 yards off the edge of a field, and it's hilly country, so there's a ridge above me, and the field below me is beans, and the farmer left a little bit of beans down in the corner, so it's perfect. Wind is blowing down towards the beans, so any of the deer coming off the ridge, they're bedding up there and coming down towards the beans. Right above me, about 15 yards, is the logging road. So the doe comes off the ridge right directly towards me, and it kind of catches me off guard, and I don't really know what happens, but she catches something and she's freaking out and blowing at me, and I have my back to her, and she's just blowing and blowing. I can't really do anything. The camera's on. The camera catches her coming down the hill, and then it's on but not on her, and she's behind me, so the audio's catching her blowing, and I can't really do anything. She's behind me. Eventually she circles around below me, so I can move the camera in front of me, and then I get her again on the camera. She goes behind a tree and I can draw, and then she bolts off again off the camera, and then she decides to walk back into frame, and I shoot her. So then 30 minutes later, turn the camera back on, just screwing around, filming some stuff, and I glance back up the ridge. Right at the top of the ridge, here's a mega giant 20-inch 8-pointer just standing there. So I'm trying to turn myself around, get the camera on him, and he's taking the same line she does, right down the ridge towards me. And then he turns around and starts going back up the ridge again. Okay, what are you doing? So he just stands there, and then he turns around and comes back down towards me. So I get the camera ready. It's kind of angling away towards me, just about to get on the road. Perfect. I'm all set. Just when he gets going to get on the road, I'm going to draw. And then he decides to cut back the other way. So I have to move the camera. And as I'm moving the camera, he hops down in the road and looks right up at me. And I'm stuck. Frozen there, 15 yards away, camera's on him, I'm not drawing, and he's staring at me, facing me, and he knows something's up, but he doesn't know what, and then he turns broadside. 15 yards away, perfect shot, but I can't draw because he's got me busted. But knowing I got a buck of that size, that close, I'm doing something right. In hindsight, what I really should have done was widened out my camera angle and had it covering a bigger area when he was coming down the hill, and been ready to draw no matter where he came down in that 30-yard window. I would have had a good video of it no matter what, not been so tight on him. The woes of self-filming.
Well, that was a great encounter Marc had there, and what it came down to was he had a lot of things going on in that tree. Trying to self-film, get his bow, watch the deer, kind of doing all things at once. And we know how keen the deer's eyesight and senses are. So when you're trying to do all this stuff and keep an eye on the deer, it just didn't work out for him. Unfortunate, because that was such a great deer. It was so close to him. He's got a great property over there in Buffalo County. He's also got a property down in Cottage Grove on the south end. He's got a really nice little piece there. A lot of deer down there, so he should have some action there as well. It's going to be a great year here at Faded Camo. It's just getting started. Tomorrow, headed down to the lease for 20 days. Me and Paul are going to be down there hunting hard. The rut is coming fast, man. I'll tell you what, I've been getting a lot of good reports this last week. Paul was in the stand, 3 or 4 days ago, had a big buck come up the bluff, grunting like a maniac, hits the field, scent checks 3 does, and then moves on. So these bucks are starting to wake up a little bit. They're starting to get active. So if you got the opportunity, get out there and hunt. Like I said, every other Wednesday we got a show that airs. That's going to be our new shows. But then the off weeks, we're going to try to bring you some updates. This next week, we're going to be down on the farm. We're going to have my computer down there. We're going to be making some shows. We're going to be trying to give you the action as it's happening. So this could be a lot of fun. But stay tuned, fadedcamo.com, and then check our Facebook for our periodic updates and what's happening right now. So hope you enjoyed this week's show. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and good luck to everybody out there.